All right, so hopefully this all looks okay today. That sounds really good for it's a little Vox practicing it. All right, so I'll just get into it. I probably won't be able to talk for quite as long today. I've got a couple things to take care of before my lesson gets here. So I saw Adam had a question from this past time. I suppose I should have added a little bit more when I was talking last time about thumb placement. I approach these things, as I was saying, in a very particular way, which is as a vertical chord or a horizontal chord. And like I talked about last time, scalar positions, well, there's no way to keep your thumb on top, really, and play this 3-note per string position here, this whole position down here, starting on G. If you wanted to keep your thumb straight up and down, you'd really barely be able to make that pinky. And my thumb is really holding on there. It wants to go backwards. But the point I think you're missing here is that I'm not talking about putting it completely sideways where there's nothing to grab onto, right? I'm talking about turning it, pitching it sideways this way, and we're pivoting off of this part of our thumb right here. We're pivoting, right? I have a lot of grip there, and I'm using this grip with the fact that I'm moving the rest of my hand away from my first finger. That's what I always tell my students. That's a big thing. I've seen players who play. This is gonna drive me nuts, but I'll fix it now. Let me fix this now. Sorry. I've seen plenty of players who don't play like that. Who play with a I don't know the word to use for it, where they're way more squared off like this. They're almost like pointing backwards. Well, if you think about the way that the hand is physically shaped, there's really no good way to put all 4 fingers flat on a flat object that's in your lap like this, unless we consider that we have these 2 fingers as the only ones that are flat, and these 2 go in towards the center, right? Which is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to have our pinky point back in towards the center, and then our our first finger point back in towards the center. Middle finger and ring finger are straight on, right? That's the way I teach my students. Now, thumb placement with this, once I get out of the realm of, I even was looking at some videos last night, thinking about this, with some string skips and stuff, and when we're down closer to the bottom of the neck, it doesn't really matter so much, right? I don't need to get my hand underneath the neck to be able to get that stretch, right? It's right there. It's super simple. So my thumb doesn't really have to do anything here. It can stay straight up down. But you see, as I start going down, I start getting this little cant going, right? And that's the reason why, is because we're talking about the top strings as being much less of the fingers being around the front of the fretboard, versus the bottom we have almost the whole finger in front of the fretboard most of the time. That's a good lick to practice. It's just that simple, and you don't, maybe you pick it once, but you don't pick it after that. And I would say try it here and then try it here on both the E strings. So the first E string, and you can check the thumb placement on this. It's not going to matter for this one. I need something to hang on to. That's pretty much it, right? And so that's, my thumb will stay up top here like this. Right? This lick right here. Shouldn't be picked, okay? And you should try to have all the notes sound equal. And in this case, I didn't even start to pick. I start with a hammer on. right? So you want to try to have it all sound even, but then do the opposite, right? And you'll notice right when we get up here, my thumb has dropped behind the fretboard a little bit, still above the middle point, right? And I am pointing backwards. This is what I would consider to be pointing backwards. But I have this whole left side of my thumb here is grabbing into the neck right here. That's what's happening. And I'm feeling that in this muscle, this thumb muscle I have right here, right? This one's much less developed over here. This one's very developed. And that's where I feel the tension is in that thumb muscle right there, which I think is a good thing. And in this case right here, your first finger might feel a little bit too, because you're having to go sideways, right? Generally, when I'm playing these positions, I'm playing with the side of my first finger, not so much straight on. And I think that's a big key. Again, we're keeping the tension even here, where we're sitting our pinky back towards the center as well as our middle finger back towards the center. And the thumb, I like to pin my thumb a little bit towards my first finger. So. My thumb that whole time is here. Now here you saw me kind of come underneath a little bit just to show you that even if I have it drastically down, it still doesn't matter. I have plenty of tension and plenty of neck to grab onto because I'm not really thinking about pointing it all the way this way and using this part of my thumb. I'm really digging in with this part of my thumb. Okay, I think that's a good one. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. I give lessons and stuff, man, where I could really go into your particular playing and anything particular for you or anybody out there. They're one-on-one lessons, and I sell them in packs. So we have 4 lessons throughout a month, and I can really get a chance to break down what these things mean to you when you're playing and what will work best for you and your comfort levels. Okay, I'm gonna play for a few minutes, see if anybody else comes in, but I hope that helps. Let's talk about Jeff Loomis's, what's it called? Not Miles of Machines, I'm trying to think of it. It's, oh, come on, brain. Requiem for the Living. Now, I've been struggling with this super hard. I'm not very good with sweeps. So like 6-string sweeps and things that like that's so hard for me. That's really difficult stuff. But even more difficult are these shapes that he's playing, especially this first part for his diminished shape. He's going from 5, 8 to 11. That's his music. That's so hard. Tough. This is so he's going up in all his positions. messed it. Sorry, I messed it up. I think that's the lick. A really crazy lick, something that sounds crazy, but also feels pretty crazy with that big stretch we have to do. The pattern he's playing within it is pretty cool too. I myself like to start with an upstroke because what he's doing is the Yngwie thing, or I think I would relate it to the Yngwie thing, where Yngwie does like for example in. Whoops. That's what it is. It's been a while for me, sorry. So this part, he's going, instead of just playing the scale like it would go, which is fine. He plays 3 notes first, which turns the picking around. So we had an odd number of picks there, right? 1, 2, 3, right? So I've done down twice. That means the next one's gonna be up, down, right? Which means I have to catch that new string on a downstroke, up, down, which is awkward. So I flipped it. I'm starting with an upstroke here. That's the Yngwie thing. Jeff does that same thing here. Let me actually try to do it in a place that's a little more comfortable. Let's see. Now I can do it all together, sorry. So that lick though, that lick itself, I think maybe we'll make it something like that. He combines 3 positions in the end and plays this really cool pattern. So let's do a little mini lick of that. So we have like a, sorry. So it's triplets, or it's I think it's 6/8 is what it is. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. What did I say? 6/8? Yeah, that's what it is. So the picking of this can be very difficult. I like to try to pick it all. I've used a couple of cheeky pull-offs in here to save my hand a little bit, I think. And I think it sounds a little bit, it's cool to smooth some parts out and then have some parts attack more than others. And so I think it is the goal and should be the goal of most people to alternate pick everything, because I think it's the hardest thing to do. I would say that it's even cooler to like pick and choose when you use legato versus this alternate picking, and do it in a sense of in the sense of dynamics, not so much in the sense of trying to make it harder. And so in this case, let's do starting with an upstroke. So when we go up, we're going to pull these notes and then pick these like that. So we have this. And now all of those are picked, all right? So down, up, down, up, down. So, and it's nice to start that upstroke because that means then we're gonna pick outside the strings when we go to that big stretch. At both times, actually. So we have that downstroke here and then also here. So, and the reason why we were able to do that is because we started with an upstroke, right? So we got rid of these 3 notes, which turns us around, and we started on that downstroke again, which is nice. Now, when we go to move it up, right, we're going to be playing the same exact thing, right? We're just playing the next position of it, is all it is. So here, I can already see the first 2 notes of the next position I'm going to play. And then we just space that 3rd note out the same distance we did when we played this previous one here. So, sorry. This crazy one. Then all these positions can be that. Now that sounds crazy. I'm not trying to like It's not super difficult to do either. That one isn't. Picking it like this is way more difficult. I'm just having fun. Sorry. And that's the one we're gonna finish on. And I think that we pick all the notes up top, and maybe when we come back down too. So we have like a pull-offs there. So we said we're only pulling off the notes coming down. And we're picking all those. So. If I can get it clean, sorry, bear with me here. It's apparently as clean as I'm gonna get it in today. It's a pretty tough one, honestly, especially given the stretch that it is and what we're trying to accomplish in that stretch. We're really trying to get this roll here. More or less, you should be able to do. Oh, I can't even do it. If you can do that stretch and do that legato lick on every string, we can probably do this. But you see the picks really add something to it. All right, so I don't see any questions or anything. If anybody's watching and they have any questions or anything, please feel free. I don't really think I have anything else to talk about, particularly. We could talk about the Paul Gilbert lick. I don't know if I've talked about this one before. That's the one that people mess up. You gotta, that lick right there is meant to be right? So right? It's got to have these pops to it, and that's the toughest part. Paul plays it in what I would consider to be an almost impossible way to play it. That is so difficult, man. That's so hard. Sorry. Super cool lick, but let me play it slow. People miss this one. They don't give the proper time. Like everything is going to stay 16th note triplets. Right? The whole time. That includes this part. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm playing it a cheat way. Don't judge me too much here, but I'm cheating a little bit and using my ring finger and my middle finger, right? Again, the way Paul plays it, and maybe that's more comfortable for you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play our normal minor arpeggio shape here in C sharp minor with that pattern, okay? That's gonna be the difference there. That's when when we come to this note, that's when we're gonna come down in our pattern. So slow. It just restarts. I hate doing that stuff with my pinky or my ring finger though. That's pretty cool. That whole there's a bunch of Paul Gilbert stuff that's like that. That's super helpful, not only for developing legato, but having your hand. Because sometimes I think some people think of the technique called string hopping as being a negative thing. I don't think so at all. I think having these separate techniques, like for example, Marshall Harrison, who is king of hybrid and as they call swybrid, so hybrid picking and economy picking, he is insane, man. Oh yeah, it's a Pro Track, DiMarzio Pro Track. It's great, man. It's got a really cool like singing tone. I'm not playing very good right now, sorry, but it's got a pretty good singing tone. The thing is, it still sounds like a single coil if I don't play hard enough. Right, I can still kind of get that chiminess, but the best part is I have an area of 67 in the neck, or in the middle position, I mean, which by itself is fine, but I get a lot of like feedback with the way I have it wired, but it's because I don't use the volume up. I use the volume down, and I have a treble bleed, like a capacitor on here, so it keeps it really, really twangy. All of my HSH guitars kind of sound similar, but this one, to me, in this position, sounds very single coily. It's really nice. And play like, maybe we'll play that. So nice, right? And the thing is too is this 67 again, which they would say shouldn't be, because it's a noiseless pickup, which means that two noiseless. If you split this one with this one, it's going to become non-noise canceling. Yeah, it's a tone zone in the bridge, 67 in the mid, and then pro track in the neck. And this is a really good sound too. It's got a really good Telecaster sound. Which is really cool. It's really great, man. You're not playing great today, I guess, man. Okay, I'm gonna hop off unless you have any questions or anything, bud. I think you're the only one watching me right now. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna get this video up and stuff. Hey, appreciate you, buddy. I'm really not playing great today. I turned this on to kind of be a. I had some questions from a previous live stream I did about technique stuff, so I was just answering those. I'm hedging here, obviously. Don't judge my playing too hard, man. Oh, is it? I don't mean for it to be offensive. Sorry. Y'all are being too kind, man. I really appreciate it. I'm a guitar teacher. I've been doing this for, I'm an old man too, so I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm playing guitar for more than 20 years, but all I mean is that I don't mean to offend or anything, but all I mean is that I should sound a little bit more put on than this, but it is what it is, right? All right, I suppose I'm gonna hop off. I really don't know what else to play. Probably. I just was doing, what's the song, man? He does, I'll show you, how about this? I'll show you a Guthrie Govan style lick that helps with your picking, and then I definitely gotta go. I've got 7 minutes for my lesson, so I'm gonna do this pretty quickly. I want you to think about your D major shape. So I learned fives. It wasn't fives, it was ner. I learned the interlude to ner, is what I learned. It's really cool. It's super tricky, really crazy chord shapes. I just put a video up of it, you'll find it on my channel. And I'll explain some more next time when I have a guitar I can put and drop to you. Let me do this real quick though so I can hop off. Sorry about that. So what I'm doing here is I'm thinking about a D shape here, right? And I'm thinking of these three notes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up, down, up, down. Now I don't mean it shouldn't be a sweep. I don't want that. I want up, two separate picks. All right. The pattern is going to be like we're going to play the same thing down a half step back as well, but we're going to connect them with chromatic notes. Okay. So we're going to go 3 times. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I did. Okay, so let me play a little faster so I can remember it real quick. That's a tough one. If you guys can get that down, that'd be really cool. It's a really good practice for a position where you picking 3 separate strings, 1 note on each string is very difficult. And I found success in doing up, down, because that down resets me to that up, and then the only one I have to think about is that middle one right there. Yeah, so again, slow. I had a thing. I'll post the whole thing, but maybe maybe just this part for now. That's a cool one. And remember, everything's picked, right? These are all alternate pick, the chromatic notes, but we're right back to an upstroke there, which puts us to another upstroke and then a down, right? So everything will connect itself. So we have like, so I'm up there, so I can come up on this note next to and down. Oh, brother, Marshall is one of my biggest influences. I'm telling you right now, that guy is unbelievable. And he follows me on Instagram like I deserve it or something. And he comments on stuff and says, he told me I was a good player. He's amazing, man. And of course, he's untouchable as far as guitar stuff's concerned, man. Oh, yeah, no problem, dude. All right, I really got to hop off here. My students going to be waiting on me. I really appreciate everybody watching and commenting and stuff, and I really hope everybody has a good day. Oops. Yeah, you'll get it. Don't worry, Jimmy. I have faith, buddy. I hope everybody has a good day, and I will see you all soon. I'll upload this video if you guys want to go back and watch it, and I'll probably stream again over the weekend, so I don't want to lose anything. So, see you, bud. I usually will go live Tuesdays or Wednesdays about this time while I'm waiting for my lessons to come in and stuff like that. Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, so probably at least twice a week. If there's more people, if there's this many people, 5 people watching me and asking questions and stuff, I'll hop on over the weekend too. If you guys care for it, maybe sometime on Saturday or something, midday or so, we can go over some licks. Then I got a bunch of licks that I could show you guys. So. Swibert is the way it is, man. It's some of the most insane stuff I've ever seen. And some of yeah, Marshall's the man. He's breathtaking. It's the stuff he comes up with. And the best part about it that nobody really talks about is that he takes these classical pieces and does complete magic with them and then goes and plays them on piano too. The guy is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. All right, I'm gonna stop gushing on him. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll talk to y'all soon.